Hey, I'm Kev K, I'm Mr. Cole. Welcome back to MXGP Pro as the second motor gets underway in France. Hillman need to get a good start around the outside. Looking to back up that top 10 result in the first race. He goes down the inside. Jonas has got the whole shot. Doesn't have the lead though. Or does he? Gets pushed in front of Seawers. Hillman gets locked on Seawers. That's bloody weird. And now the post decides that Hillman should be second. But Jonas leads. That's a very dangerous combination to say that Hillman just ruffles him down the inside. Jonas no doubt going to fight back in the hairpin. But Hillman blocks him and goes a bit wide on the right. And here goes Bogues for second. Look at the Dutchman fly. Then Hillman just blocks Jonas. Says, okay, I've got to be aggressive round it to maybe win. And then does an endo and gets pushed wide. He can't rejoin the track because everyone is running on the racing line. So he's down to 10th thanks to being stupid. What do you expect from Hillman? What do you expect from this track really as well? So someone goes down the inside of Bernard. What the hell? He's up into fifth ahead of the Frenchman. Just look at the four in front. Very close. It's Pacho and the number 6 doesn't want to be sixth. Hillman says, no, screw that. We're going to the final chicane. And Hillman right in the back now, the top 4. Despite that troubled opening that. Bit wide out the hairpin, no. Gonna have the short shift to get on that power. And a bit wide for the right-hander. Through the left, should I say, now into a right-hander. Good thing I know my left from right, so that's maybe why we're so rubbish around it. I don't know where I'm going half the time. There's a good Olsen battling Bogues. Look at the Dutchman in third in his KTM. Join it round here. Hillman trying to be aggressive, looking to the inside there. Don't really work though. Oh, but look at Olsen down the inside of Bogues. That aggression does work. Nicely done from the Dane. Hillman tries to follow suit, just hits the back of Bogues. Nicely done, Hillman. He's going to his favourite right-hander. Then up the hill. Into his favourite going wide spot. Look at Jonas leading, he's already getting away a bit. So we're looking to make the move on Bogues down the hill. Look for more than alongside the Dutchman. As the Dutchman got him on the cut back. It's going to be very close, elbow to elbow stuff. Then we're a bit deep. But knows how to take that final chicane. Oh, wipes out Olsen. His favourite Dane. So Hillman into third in contentious circumstances. Now he's got to chase down the KTMs, is it? I think it is. Got Prado in second, have we? Behind Olsen, behind Jonas. Don't have Olsen up here anymore. Might not see him again. So it's Hillman on the Kawasaki feeder KTMs. Not just Jonas and Prado. Remember, we've got Bogues behind him fourth. Absolutely crazy stuff from the Dutchman. But then we do know he drops back. Prado and Jonas unlikely to do that. And we know Hillman's likely to drop back as well. So he's got to push while the going's good. While he's actually staying upright. Let's see if he can do that. So again, sliding that into the right-hander. That is not the best way to do things, Hillman. Even though it's working for the time being. Let's go over the jumps. There we go, that's how you do it with speed. Gets a good exit up the hill as well. Look at that muck being chucked at Hillman. As he goes into the front, oh, he's taken out Prado. That is Hitman Hill, shall we call it. Hillman just taking out everyone to make his way up the order. If you can't beat them, RKO them. I think that is the saying. So now he's just got Jonas to take out. You now doubt he's been warned by his pit crew that Hillman's 2 for 2. Doesn't be the third man on his list. But we see. There's all Hillman taking some unconventional lines as well. Actually carries some speed up the hill. He's going to the hairpin. He actually is gaining on Jonas. Didn't expect to be saying that this race. Especially with the KTM man in the lead in clean air. Normally so good in clean air, can just pull away Jonas. But Hillman likes chasing, likes second motos as well. He's having a good start to this race. Even if, as I said, it's a bit aggressive from Hillman, shall we say. Let's go up the hill. This is a great circuit. I may not be saying it a lot. I may be getting very pissed off. But it is a great set. It is the most challenging on the calendar. As Hillman does the fastest out, 35 flat. And that is why it's so good. But it is hell. It is incredibly tough. Incredibly tough to get the lines right, to get the rhythm going round here. And just when you think you are in a rhythm, it's easy to just get out of it. And then you're struggling for the next couple of laps. So Hillman's just got to keep this up. And in some ways that is the toughest part of this racetrack. Not just mastering it, but keep mastering it. Because there's so many sections that can just take you out. Especially if it's hard surface as well. It's tough for the tyres to dig in. It's tough to slide the bike round it, which Hillman really does love. And this is his best way of riding. So this combination of tight and twisty and slow as well for the most part. Tight. Hard surface as well. It's not like he's got a soft top either. This should really be Hillman's worst circuit on the calendar as he slides it into the final corner. And that loses him a second. Good job, Hillman. Just as you caught up to Jonas and could be in punting range. But this is very good. He seems to be pulling away from the rest as well behind. After his Karate Kid act. So that's just what Hillman's got to do every race. Just do Karate Kid stunts. And he'll be very good. And he's very good in this first section as well. Look at that run he's got on Jonas. But in this section he's not as good as Jonas. So he loses all that time he kind of gains in that first set. No, he's less than a second behind him. But then that gap kind of gets doubled in this section. Especially when he outbrake himself into the right-hander. Just about held on. Oh, just about holding on as well. And there you go, 1.4 behind Jonas. But he carried good speed over that jump. You can see the gap behind is around a few seconds as well. So at the end of this opening third, Hillman's probably where he wants to be. He's challenging for the win. And he's setting fastest out, so 34.1. Hillman very much looking like a master around here. Wouldn't have said that after the first race. But again, in a second motor, you have that first race of pain, of learning, of getting into a rhythm around the track. In the second race, it all comes together. And Hillman's set for a titanic battle with Jonas. Oh, nicking to the inside already on the KTM. Not quite working out. Maybe up the hill through the left-hander. He's sliding into him. Not quite. Has to go for the hairpin. And into the right. You know, apart from the Karate Kid stuff, this is an interesting battle with Jonas. I say, because of the different sections they're quickest at. So it looks like Hillman, if he can just be stay a bit closer in this section, could already set up that move on Jonas into that first section on the next lap. You can see this is as close as he's been so far. So we're not setting this up until that right-hander basically after the jump. This is what we're trying to do here. It's interesting how it works. Let's go through the final chicane. It's around the second back. Is he close enough? I'm not sure he is. It's going to be very close. Depends on the run through the right-hander as well. And through the left. Oh, he's got a good gap. Hillman, is he close enough to Jonas? Dives. Oh, he forces it. Takes a jamble, takes a chance, takes the lead. Now can he pull away from Jonas? It almost wipes him out already. Or will the KTM fight back? Let's get into Jonas's favourite sector. So if Hillman can hold him off here, we can maybe try and gap Jonas on the next lap. Well, that's a big if he holds on. Let's go into the right-hander. Hillman have to hold it round the outside on every corner. But he's holding on to the lead. What about this could be? Go with the right-hander downhill. And uphill. Jonas not close enough to make a move, is he? And Hillman nailed that sector. We go for the final chicane. Oh, Jonas tried the outbreaker manoeuvre, did he? This Hillman leads approaching the halfway mark. Can he put away? It's all a bit wide. Oh, and Jonas wipes him out. All that work. And Jonas does that. So for Hillman, he knows what he's got to do. Actually tried to play nice with Jonas for the win. But Jonas just cynically wipes him out. So Hillman pushing. That's that upset his rhythm as well. He's got to get back in that rhythm. As I said, perhaps the hardest thing around this track is keeping that rhythm up. So easy to mess up around here. So can Hillman keep in that rhythm and then close this gap to Jonas? Cannot believe that. Hillman played nice. Jonas hasn't. But he is gaining up to the lap fin, it looks like. Let's go downhill. The gap's already around a second. Hillman racing with anger. Always gives you another half a second, doesn't it? Definitely seems to be doing here for the Kawasaki rider. Go out the final chicane, does a 38, so that cost him around 4 seconds, that hit from Jonas. Coming up here on that previous lap. And we're a bit more considerate on the power this time. And he's within punting distance as we approach the halfway mark of this race. Hillman definitely the quickest. Oh, Jonas with a poor start. Oh, he's down again, Hillman. Jonas rates up for him though. What the hell? And Hillman into Jonas. Tries to just wipe him out. He's like, you've done it to me. I'll try and do it back. Doesn't work out. Oh, here comes Prado. Make it a three-way fight for the lead. So Hillman down twice in the first half of this race. As he gets immediately down the inside of Prado. He knows he has to do that to try and chase down Jonas immediately. Well, what a race this is set up to be in the second half. As Hillman just about stays upright. The KTMs and the Kawasaki. And Hillman down the inside. Takes the line away from Jonas. Holds that inside line, does he? It's gone a bit wide. Jonas tries to take him out again. Hillman tries to block Jonas. Just everywhere. He doesn't care if that allows Prado to get by his teammate. Hillman gets by Prado. Now he gets into Jonas. That allows Prado by. Prado's the biggest beneficiary from Hillman and Jonas just dueling it out Wild West style. As the Spaniard leads. Well, he's got the Kawasaki rider right behind him. Oh, he's got the Kawasaki rider right in front of him, has he? Prado says no this time. Simon has a little look there. Go into the hairpin. And just not as confident getting on the power in this sector compared to the KTMs. Oh, and Jonas with a little love tap as well. I think we're going to expect that a lot in this battle from Jonas. And from Prado as well. Filming a bit wide. Oh, just holds on though. It's a second. That was a good landing. Surprised he's still upright, Hillman. Gets into Prado in the hairpin. Not close enough to make the move. Just gives him the old crone horn. Hip check. Does it again to Prado. This time he does take the lead. Oh, he tries to. Get by Prado. He's into Jonas. It's the KTM 1-2. The gloves are off here in the second race in France. Hillman outbrakes himself, goes a country mile wide. And now he's got this thing called third. This has been such a messy middle third for Jonas and Hillman. So they've let their personal squabble. Now everyone else back into this race. So much so that they're not leading it anymore as well. Look at Hillman with the run on Jonas. Easily by the Latvian. Back into second. And taking the wide line there. There you go, much more confident in the power this time in this middle sector. As you approach the end of this middle third. I said it looked exciting at the end of the first third. Now look at the end of this middle third. You've got at least 4 riders now battling for the win. Got the 2 KTMs, Hillman, and a mystery 4th rider. Hillman goes a bit wide there, that was a bit bad. Good to see we actually got timing correctly though. Good to see that's returned. And here's Olsen, the mystery 4th rider. Hillman goes for that final sector, gets into the 35s. Gets into Prado, tries to take the lead. Elbow to elbow. And out the hairpin, Hillman gets back the lead. Well, we've got Olsen battling with Jonas. Now, if those two can battle like a hell, maybe Hillman and Prado can get away in the lead. We'll see. Hillman trying to get into that rhythm, that first sector. It's such a good run through that right-hander. Just found that, discovered that with that move on Jonas, getting it down the second. Really does help that run. Going to the hairpin, coming to a virtual standstill, Hillman. But he sees his chance to pull away and gain some vital points back on Jonas. As he's got his number 2 behind him in Prado. And also Olsen battling for third with Jonas. Hopefully the KTM man's distracted now. Might not even be on the podium after leading for such a long stretch. That would be something as we're in the final third of this race. A thriller. In Ernie. Or Ernay. So French runner's really throwing something up in this second race. That's a bit poor in the last sector from Hillman, but he still sets a 34. So go for the left. Has he built a gap on Prado? As that's a poor hairpin. Somehow the jumping jacks work though. Still stays upright. And I said, who would expect him to be in this position? Winning round is probably the track least suited to him, riding style wise, layout wise, surface wise. But again, that second Moto Magic coming to the fore again for Hillman. Seems to actually even be enjoying his sets. A good run into that hairpin again. Taking that wide line. Bit narrow into this hairpin, no. Had to open up that corner, you saw. And he's still sliding it down into that right-hander. Such a tricky braking zone. Downhill in this hard surface. So easy to slide the bike like that. And if you are, you're just losing time. Someone downhill into the hairpin. Is that his gap? Has he got like a 5-second gap now? Has he really made a break for it? Does he go for the final chicane? Just outbraked himself. That cost him a second probably, or half a second at least. But it looks like he has made the break at the front. I'm not sure if this was Hillman's plan after that battling with Jonas, but it seems to have worked. To get the other two involved, get Jonas distracted and sneak away in the night. Or in the daylight, shall we say. Well, whatever's happened, it's worked out Hillman. We go through the left-hander. Gone a bit wide. But again, that seems to work into that hairpin. It doesn't just come to a standstill. You can actually carry momentum through the corner. And look at that through the right hander. Actually getting a bit of a slide on with confidence. Definitely has got used to this track. Go uphill through the right hander. Struggling to get the traction note. On this Kawasaki. Poor run. Go downhill though. Into the left-hander. Looks like Prado's got that gap in second as well on Jonas and Olsen. Good job from the Spaniard. It's not just Hillman breaking away from those two. Hillman under 35. Low 35 though. Seems to be the pace of everyone else, so if you can just keep that up for the remaining 5-6 laps, including this one, that'd be damn good. It's been such a long race, arduous race. Can Hillman hold on in the last 5 minutes? It's been very exhausting. Really has taken it out of him, that battle with Jonas. And with Prado, with Olsen, two of the guys he karate kicked. Remember, in the early part of the race. Coming back for vengeance to get on the podium. That would be some recovery from those two. And some recovery from Hillman after such a frustrating first race. really would have been kicking himself in the head after that, as he definitely demonstrated he had the pace in spurts. Now he's showing it over the whole race in this second race, like he's done in the first half of this season. He just needs to get it over 2 races. Hasn't done that often enough. Otherwise he'd be right up there in the championship battle. As oh! What's going on there? Why has the bike done that? Just flipped up and given Hillman another concussion. And now he's gone riding the right-hander. Hillman, get it together or else you're going to be punted by Prado soon. Whoa, what the hell? There you go. And it's actually Prado who's punted him wide. He's got Jonas on his tail. And there comes Hillman into both of them. He's been taken out. And Olsen leads. What went on there? The bike got stuck to the inside bank. Does he go for the right-hander? Would you believe it for Hillman? Would you believe it? Cruising, and then the bike just for some reason loses it. Downhill. Hillman didn't. The bike just lost itself. Now Hillman's battling to win this again, just when he thought he's in clear air, plain sailing. Cruise for the last couple of laps. No. Now he's battling with Prado and Jonas again, his favourite 2 KTM riders. No doubt Hillman's their favourite Kawasaki rider. And look at Olsen getting away in the lead. Olsen on Husqvarna. Around a KTM track it feels like, it looks like. Husqvarna winning. That would be something, but the Kawasaki of Hillman is motoring onto his tail. As they go downhill, I think maybe he just didn't let up enough gas. I think that's the issue. As you see, that front end does rev up a bit going downhill. Hillman just didn't account for it enough. Let's go over the final chicane. There's a 37 after his full early. Right here in that early part of the lap. But now Hillman all over the back of Olsen, virtually pushing Olsen through that hairpin. Hillman got a bit too deep though, you can see he lost lots of time. But he's gained it back up to the Husqvarna. Can he make a move then? Will it be Karate Kid Part 2? Or will it be a legitimate move from Hillman? Into the right hand, and look, he's all over Olsen. Jumps into the lead. Gets a run over the tabletop. So with just over 2 minutes remaining, Hillman back into the lead after mistakes. I think 5. I think he's done at least 5 mistakes in this race. But still at single figures, and it shows the difference from that first race where he was comfortably in double figures. Just keep it together for long enough. Minimise those mistakes. Even round here, you can be leading. With mistakes. There's now Prado and Jonas are battling for 3rd and 4th. It's between Olsen and Hillman for the win, I think. So we're heading on to the 3rd to last lap then. And look at that between the KTM riders. You can see they're side to side. Look at 5th and 6th, not too far behind. If they get together. KTM says, oh, Hillman wide. What the hell is the bike doing? Get back on the track. Let's go for the final chicane. Oh, Jonas with the block. Well, Olsen, shall I say. And Hillman with the dive. Going to the hairpin. Oh, Olsen with a little tap wide. Back. Oh, there's always gloves off between these two. Don't need to state that. There's a woman very wide line there. Trying to carry momentum through these corners to set up the move again. Into the right hand and nicking to the inside. He's got it done on Olsen again. Back into the lead for Hillman. Not as good a run this time though. Slightly off the line. But he holds on just. Held Husqvarna. Now can Hillman hold on? So Olsen has a little look. Not as aggressive he was against Bogas in the race though in that corner. Hillman now breaks himself into the left-hander. Downhill into the right, using that banking to get the run off the corner. Short shifting slightly for traction as well. Just go over this jump. Then downhill over the right-handers. Into the hairpin. Just be smooth on the power. 3 to go. Time has run out. Just got a couple of laps after this right-hander. To go over the final chicane. Get going, bike. What are you doing, bike? He had it and then the bike decided to go sideways. As it likes to do. Way into the hairpin. He's ahead of Olsen on this penultimate lap. Now can he pull away from the Husqvarna in this first sector? That's way too tight a line though. Look at this. It's stop and start when you need to be flowing, Hillman. No, you're allowing Olsen back into it. He's gone wide in the right-hander. He's gone very wide. Get back on the track. Look at this. He's struggling. Hillman, don't be losing it. In this final lap. Else you'll be punching yourself for days. You may head desk and never get your head back. This is edge of your seat stuff for the win. Got lapped riders in front. I don't think they will get involved. I think the riding has been so frantic, shall we say, at the front. I don't think that anyone will be lapped in this race, which is a shock to not have someone lapped. As we go downhill into the left-hander for the penultimate time. Hillman accelerates away, uphill, very sluggish. As he goes into the right-hander. Does that aggressively enough. And through the final chicane, very aggressive. There's a low 35 as he goes into the final lap. Hillman leads. Olsen behind in second. Oh, look at that hairpin. Why doesn't he be doing that all race long? You go through the right-hander. Hillman, he may win this, but he will be kicking himself about all those mistakes as well. Should be winning this comfortably with his pace that he appears to have. But again, he had 6, 7 mistakes this race. He's offline like that again, not having the run uphill. Hold on to that back end, Hillman. As he go into the left-hander. Downhill, into the right. Half of that to go. Go uphill. Gets the run right into the left. They're that really backed in the rear. God, can you imagine with the MXGP bikes around here? Those 450s. I'm sure it's going to be double the fun with double the power. Tillman, a bit of a tight line into the right-hander. Need to be mistake-free. He's making mistakes. Right at the last. As he's got 2 corners to go. Can he survive the right-hander? Tight line. Nicely done. Get on the power. Then the final chicane. Through the left, through the right. We will lap someone who gets trapped. And Hillman wins the second race. So after 21 frantic laps, Hillman wins by 2.14 ahead of Olsen, with Garcia in third, Covington in fourth ahead of Jonas. Our result for the championship, Patrell in sixth, Bogies a fantastic 7th ahead of Liabus, Seawer down in 9th on this Suzuki, and Vendotnik in 10th ahead of Hunter Lawrence. As you look outside the top 10, right at the back is the Swede. As Ben Watson said, good race management is important, needs to a victory like Olsen's today. Well, we're going to disprove that. Olsen's definitely a tricky opponent. I can read. But Highside doesn't get intimidated. Oh, we love this Frenchman. A terrible performance by Hillman. You should be happy because Olsen wants to get out of here, Troy Pepe. So we end up third, does Hillman. Behind Jonas, but he just loses 2 points in the end. Good damage control. Loses 5 points to Olsen, but gains points in Covington, Prado, Patriel.
He defended his position on every bend of the race. His concentration is phenomenal. His bronze medal is well deserved.
So in the championship, Hillman is 47 points back, still less than 2 race wins back as we approach the halfway mark of this season. Olsen in second, 22 back from Jonas. He's got a pretty handy lead, does the Latvian. He needs just 4 points ahead of Covington is Olsen, his teammate. And then we've got Prado just 3 points ahead of Hillman. Then you've got Patriot, bit of way back in 6th, 64 points back. Then you've got Siwa, Lawrence, Boges, Leiber rounding out the top 10 ahead of the Italian. You've got Bernardini level on points with Van Dotnik. And then it is News, the Brit, Sterry, Watson, Osland. As you scroll all the way through the field, just a South African yet to score. It's a good amount of credits and fame earned. So after that race, we'll need a lie down before you head to Russia for the 10th round, the halfway mark of the 19-round calendar. Can Hillman actually gain points on the leaders and really get himself back into the title fight after a very morale-boosting victory there in the second moto in France? Find out next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see then.